Everyone, this is Sarah and welcome to my crochet channel. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this dog collar that Rosie's wearing and also make it into a headband like I'm wearing. It's super easy to adjust the size. It's called the Lattice headband with little loopy flowers, and I think you're really going to have fun making these for you and your pet. This is a free crochet pattern on my blog, and you can find that blog link down in the notes underneath this video. What you're going to need to make either the dog collar or a headband for you is some worsted weight number 4 yarns. I'm going to be making the headband portion in this white, and then I'm going to make some flowers in this bright pink and bright teal color. Depending on what you're going to make as far as a headband or a dog collar and the size will determine how much you need, but you really don't need very much, and you can make this right out of your scraps. Now this is called the Lattice dog collar because you can see it kind of looks like a lattice with some flowers growing on it. We're going to be stitching today with our H hook. This is an H 5.00 millimeter crochet hook. You're going to need a needle for weaving in your ends and attaching your flowers, and you'll need a pair of scissors as well. The last thing that you're going to need in order to make your dog a collar or you a headband is a tape measure. The pattern is written for a 10-inch dog neck and a 20-inch head for the headband. But you can adjust both by stitching 3 chains per inch plus 3 chains. In other words, for a 10-inch dog collar, 3 times 10 is 30. So I'm going to need to chain 30 chains plus 3, which would be 33. For a 20-inch head, I'm going to chain 60 chains and then 3 additional chains, 63 for the headband. Since I'm doing the 10-inch dog collar for my demonstration, I'm going to make my slip knot and then I'm going to chain 33 chains. I've chained my 33 chains for my dog collar. If you're making the matching headband, make sure you chain 63 chains. Everything is done the same, it's just you have a longer headband to fit your head. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 single crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go in the 4th chain, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through both loops. Now we're going to chain 4. We're going to skip the next 3 chains and place a single crochet in the 4th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll chain 4 again. And then we'll repeat what we just did. Skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in the 4th chain. Chain 4. Skip the next 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in the 4th. And if you look at it, you can already see that it's starting to look a little bit like a lattice. Alright, so we're going to repeat this across. Chain 4, skip 3, and single crochet in the 4th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and you'll have one chain left, and we're going to single crochet in that last chain. And this is the way it should look. That was our first row of lattice stitches. We're going to chain 4, and we're going to turn, and we're going to place a single crochet right in this first chain 4 space. So we'll just go right in there and stitch a single crochet, and then we'll chain 4 again. And this is the way we'll work across. Single crochet in the chain 4 space and chain 4. Single crochet in the chain 4 space and chain 4. And again, if you're doing the headband, it's done exactly the same. It's just the headband is longer. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet in the chain 4 space and 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet in the chain 4 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet in the chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll single crochet right in the top of that chain 4 where we started. And now we're going to chain 25 chains. Now whether you're doing the headband or the dog collar, you're going to chain 25 chains. This is for the tie. Now, I keep the tie on the dog collar shorter in order to keep the dogs from biting on it or getting it caught in their toenails. If you would like it longer, you can chain more chains. Same thing with the headband. If you want the tie on the headband to be longer, you can chain more than 25 chains. Once you've chained as many chains as you want, or just the 25, we're going to turn, we're going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. There's the first one. To slip stitch, you just go in, pull up a loop, and then pull that loop through the loop that's already on your hook. And we're going to move back down this chain, making slip stitches. Once you have slip stitched back up your chain, now this is your first tie, you're going to slip stitch in that first chain, and then you're going to chain 4. And then we're going to repeat what we did on the last row. Single crochet in the chain 4 space and chain 4. Single crochet in the chain 4 space and chain 4. And that's what gives us that cool lattice look to our headband. Single crochet in the chain 4 space and chain 4 all the way across, and then we're going to make our second tie. All right, once we get to the last one, we're going to again chain 25. And we're going to repeat on this what we did on the first tie. So we'll go in the second chain from the hook and stitch a slip stitch, and then a slip stitch in each chain, working back to the collar or headband, whichever one that you are making. Once you've slip stitched back down your second tie, just go ahead and join to that first stitch there, and then we're going to tie off. There we go. And all we have to do now is weave in our ends, and now we have a wonderful dog collar or headband, whichever one that you're making. Go ahead and weave this one in first. Now we want our ties to stay put, so I'm going to make sure we weave that in good, going back and forth in the yarn. And now, as soon as I finish weaving in, I'm going to show you how to make those sweet little loopy flowers. This is the loopy flower that I'm going to show you how to make to add to your headband or collar. I'm going to use this bright pink. Move those scissors out of the way there. We're going to make our slip knot, and then we're going to chain 3 chains. And now we're going to stitch 8 single crochets in the second chain from the hook, and it's going to be a tight squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get that little string out of the way. 6, 7, and 8. Now we have 8 single crochets. We're going to join to the first single crochet with a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 6. We're going to slip stitch in the next single crochet and chain 6. And this is the way we're making the loopy petals. Slip stitch in the next single crochet and chain 6. We'll do this all the way around so that we have 8 loopy petals. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Need 2 more. Now you can make 1 flower, you can make 2 flowers, or you can make 10. It's totally up to you how many flowers you want to add to your collar or headband. Now we're going to tie off, but I want you to leave yourself about 12 to 16 inches of yarn, because we're going to use that end to sew that onto our headband or dog collar. All right, now you may find that you have a hole in the center, so we're going to turn that over. We're going to use our needle and we're going to close that hole. And we'll do that just by going around on the back of where we started with those single crochets in a circle, and just gently pull on that, and that will close that hole up. Now you can add a button if you want to each of the flowers, and I might do that to the headband, but I don't really like putting buttons on dog collars because that's just one other thing that they can catch in their mouth and they can become a choking hazard, or they can get them caught in their toenails. All right, so I've got that all weaved in. And now our flower is ready to add to our collar. And I'm just going to put this one right here next to the blue one. So I'm going to put the thread of the yarn, on my needle. And I'm going to go behind, and I'm going to go right up the center of the flower. Now, because we're sewing this onto a lattice style, we don't have a lot to grab onto. So what I do is I try to center it on a section, and I'll go down, and I'll make sure I go across that section and go right back up in the center of the flower. That just gives the flower something to hang on to. There we go. Might come up in another section. And I just go right back down in the middle. And you're basically only sewing the flower in the center so that it kind of sits up some. Let me show you the back. I'm going to go right in there, trying to go over some of those sections of the lattice so that we keep our flower in the right spot. And then once you're happy that it's going to stay put, we'll just make a few more stitches and weave that in. Now you can, if you're concerned it's going to come undone, you can tie a knot and add a little fray check or hot glue or fabric glue. I don't use a lot of hot glue because if they wear them outside, it gets warm and melty. So there is the dog collar that we made today. Isn't that beautiful? Nice and bright, springy, Eastery colors. Here's the one I made the other day with the gold and the white. And then this is the headband that I made that I had on earlier. So you can see you can add 2 flowers, 3 flowers, 4 flowers, as many flowers as you want to wear or your dog to wear. Super easy, super fun, and super springy. This is my lattice, dog collar, and headband pattern.